I'm live now. Hey, folks. It is Monday Night Live at Two Family Homestead. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. We had our granddaughter here, and I had a blast. Kaylee and I made some videos, made some brownies, did some crafts. We put videos out. That's on my other channel. If one of my mods can grab that link, I would appreciate it. And then tonight we're going back to Kentucky. But they're living in a different spot than they were 2 years ago when we were there. Because
I think they're almost in Tennessee.
Well, where they were, we took our camper with us to the harvest celebration. And it's a 32-foot camper, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have a Dodge 2500 pickup truck. And they have a hill like this going up to their home. And it's right behind Zach's mom. So we go up the driveway, and we follow Zach, and it's like, yeah, okay, right.
Yeah, he says, just turn around on this hill.
Turn around. Okay, so we tried, and then you backed up. Yeah, he turned the corner, turned to the right, and then we had to back up against the house, which is cool, because, they hooked us up with electric and the water, so we're all set.
But it's
we couldn't back the camper up.
It's like straight up a mountain.
Yeah. So I'm looking at Daryl, and everybody's waiting for him to get the camper up next to the house. I'm going,
in all four wheels.
What does that red light mean on the dashboard?
It got a little warm.
Yeah. Our transmission was heating up. Yeah. That was our last trip there. But they sold that place. Now we can just drive right in. I'm ready to go. I need a week out. I'm ready to go. I just hung up with my daughter in Florida. Yep. Let's hook up tomorrow. I'm ready to go.
Oh, I see that Karen says they still have 2 campers sitting there. Oh, my. You better get them while you still own them. All right. Well, should we let them out of the back room?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
These people are being very patient.
Okay. Well, here they are. Fresh from southern Kentucky, southeastern Kentucky, I guess.
You mean the ones that sound like Northerners?
Yeah, the ones that are, if they were a little further north, they could go, eh?
That's true.
There you are. Say hi to everybody.
Yes, Grammy Karen, we did it. So we met we met this young family 2 years ago, 3 years ago? 3 years ago at the Deep South Homestead gathering in Mississippi in March. In fact, it was 3 years ago this weekend. And
crazy it's been that long.
Yeah. Friday night in the breakfast room of this one wonderful hotel. And there was 5 of them there. Zach and Jen, Grammy Karen, and she didn't go by Grammy Karen at that time. And then 2 little ones. And I always carry, being a Nana, I always carry a tote bag with me with crayons, coloring books, jacks, plastic cards, you name it. I had all the goodies in there. And I went over and I looked at Ray and I looked at Wyatt and I go, you can pick whatever you want out of here. And they just looked at me like, who is this crazy lady?
But man, they loved it.
I think Ray took crayons and a coloring book, if I'm not mistaken. And maybe Zach did also. But then I also had a doll, or Zach taking one off. Wyatt. So yeah. Yep. That was our introduction to them. And that was also Toby's birthday.
Yeah.
We brought cupcakes.
It's so funny that our kids still talk about that. It was, we were sitting in a room of, we knew no one. Like, we were just so fresh in there. And you came up and it was like, here's our grandma. Like, it's like we've always known you all. And it was amazing. It was a very welcoming experience. And I'm happy that started our friendship.
They say all the time they want to go back to Mississippi.
Yep.
Good. And then when we went there, I brought them presents, and Nana has to come when she sees grandkids. She always bring presents, right?
That's right.
I think they got blankets, didn't they? I brought them blankets.
Yep.
Because White had the one with the deer on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He was going to go hunting then. if you have questions, put them in all caps. If we don't catch them, because if we can get 1,000 people in here like Zach and Jen do on a Monday evening before us, we might do a giveaway. So,
There
but
you go.
If we don't catch it, our mods will put it, make sure that we do. Later on, we will have, is the phone line going to be open for them? Did they decide yes, no, maybe?
Yeah.
We're gonna try. We're gonna
Okay.
try.
So the phone line will be open. So it's gonna get a tad hairy in here.
It always does, right?
Oh yeah, I love it. So, floor's all yours now, Daryl.
Floor is mine.
Yeah.
Well, let me get us on the screen here. All right. So, how long have you been in your new house now?
Since October of last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right before Halloween.
October, November, December.
We're finally starting to settle in.
He's counting on his fingers.
So it's like roughly 6 months.
Yep.
And in 6 months' time, you have put up 4 miles of fence.
Basically.
Yeah.
You have redone the driveway. You've built a greenhouse.
Yep.
You have tilled up 4 acres of yard to plant. You've gotten yourself a tractor with a rototiller on the back and a bucket on the front, and you didn't quite need it this year, but you better get yourself a snowblower too.
And
I might as well, right?
And little house on the prairie dresses.
Little house.
A good day to grow is asking, how do you overcome doubt in your gardening abilities?
You never feel like you fail.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it doesn't succeed, you're still learning and you're growing. The amount of times that Jen and I was actually talking today about how our first season of gardening, when we decided that we was going to grow all of our plants, we had I think it was like a green bean plant that was probably this big and so far stretched over, trying to search for light, that we was like, man, look at this green bean. It looks great. And then as soon as we took it out, it just immediately died. Obviously. It was the layest thing you would ever pitch in your entire life. And we just kind of honestly laughed about it because we were so immature in gardening. And then we just went and bought plants, right? That year we went and bought plants. We still gardened. But you just never doubt yourself. Like you know you're going to make mistakes. You keep failing forward. And just know that it's not a fail. It's you're learning, and every year it's going to get better.
To me, I hate that people measure time in the garden by how much harvest you get or how much you put up. Because to me, time in the garden is never a failure. If you're out there and you're in it and you're getting closer to yourself or to God or just, any time spent, to me, that's success. Like, it's not about how much you get, you know what I mean? Like, it's not about the yield or any of that. It's just about spending the time out there and getting better at it and just being with yourself, really, or your spouse or your kids. I think that's what's most important.
Empty Nester Homestead, and I'm curious, how are the baby goats doing?
That's
They're great.
I mean, you had a zoo all in one. You had a zoo all in one night.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, I mean, on top of all the fencing and everything, we had 7 baby goats, and they're doing great. They're almost so heavy you can barely pick them up.
Yeah, they're getting really big.
And where to begin Homestead? How will you keep the dogs out of your garden area?
So that's why we had this fencing done so quickly. The petting zoo area was a nice to have, but while he was here, it was like, let's do both. But we fenced in around our house, so the dogs stay there throughout the day. And then at night, they go into the garage, which completely keeps them away from the garden.
Go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
No, I'm typing.
I have to work on something else here.
Oh. Let's see if there's any. I know there was a question back here. Oh, Betsy Cameron, how is the new pepper germination going? Did it work in the cups?
It is. So actually in tomorrow's video that we're going to post, we show the progress. There are seedlings popping up everywhere. So we're really excited. It's always, somebody talked about the gardening struggles. It's always been our gardening struggle. We can literally grow anything, besides germinating peppers. So, it's been a much more successful year already.
Yeah.
Wow, Gomez Adams. It's funny because when Kaylee was here this weekend, she heard the Adams Family commercial. She came running out and singing it. So, squirrel. We are going to be moving to our first homestead. It's up on a mountain. There is only 2 other families. It's 4 hours away from town. I have 20 acres to play with, even though I'm starting old. Jealous.
That sounds awesome.
That is great.
It sure does.
Our backyard is at the foothill of a mountain, and it's beautiful. So we get to enjoy the field, but yet go up into the mountain if we want to.
Oh,
it's
that
nice.
is so cool. And you have how many acres?
11. Well, we're in process of getting another one with this White House behind us, so 12 total.
That's going to be so cool.
Yeah.
That's going to be
We're excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, everybody's talking about what they're planting in the dirt and how many seeds they got in. And it's like, here I am in Ohio and I can't plant anything outside yet.
We got our onions planted this past weekend, and we're hoping maybe to be able to get the potatoes in the ground tomorrow if it dries up enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've been known to have snow on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And about 4 years ago, we planted the entire garden and it was looking great. Had a frost warning and went out there and covered everything. I had sheets, I had blankets, covered everything. We lost it all.
Oh, gosh.
That's the last time we planted prior to Mother's Day.
Yeah. Last year, we put outside a lot of mazenias. Remember in that one garden?
Yes.
We put a few other things out.
Not because we didn't know better, just because Zach wanted to.
Yeah, because sometimes Zach gets
Sometimes you
impatient.
can't wait. Yeah, I understand
And,
that.
Yeah, we tried to do that. We tried to put the blankets over everything. I came out the next morning, everything deader than doornail. And it was before Mother's Day. So we usually are around what?
It's usually Mother's Day.
Yeah, basically. To be safe.
So I'm a little curious. Are you going to stop with one greenhouse or are you going to build another?
Oh, no, we're going to build another one. I just had to throw something up for this year. So we'll probably use this one as like our just main growing greenhouse, but we definitely have plans for a couple high tunnels at least, hopefully next year.
Yeah.
Or by the end of this year.
Next month.
Right, it took us 6 months to do this. So it might be next month.
Well, I know we haven't been down there, and all we've just seen is what you've shared with us on your videos and things like that. But I'm a little curious. What is your barn structurally sound, or you got some repair work to do on that?
Yeah. So the one where our animals are in, it is structurally sound. It has some Boeing barn wood that's just for the protective siding, but the structure's great. Now the old barn to the side, it is not structurally sound.
It was built in 1930.
Yeah, 1930. So we're not going to tear it down. A tree came through it, and that busted some of the main posts. So we have to jack it up, get some new posts in there. But we are definitely going to bring her back to life. Yeah. There's just too many stories that barn can tell to get rid of her.
Oh, well, yeah. And it's always incredible working with old timber and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I don't think people would truly understand it until you try to put a screw in it. Yeah. You can have a big old drill, and as soon as you try to put a screw in a old barn wood, I mean, it about tears your battery down just trying to get it through there. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's tough wood. Tough wood.
Yes, it is.
That's for sure. So
old barns look beautiful during the day, but not at nighttime. I have learned that.
wait a minute. What's this about nighttime?
I don't like going in the barns at night.
The stories come to life at night.
You mean there's
haunted?
There's things there?
I don't know. I just don't like being in them.
She's not going to find out either.
Since we put up the permanent fencing, which we knew our chickens would become more free range. Well, at night, we just make sure they're not in the old barn and they went back to their house. We were sitting in that old barn and I was like flashlighting just to see if anybody's roosting in the top.
You couldn't even see the end of the barn. It's like, how long?
It's over 100 foot.
Yeah, it's over 100 foot long. You can't even see the end of it with a flashlight.
And I'm sitting there looking, I hear her scream Bloody Mary. And I look back and I said, what? She said, Ellie did a zoomie. I said, what do you mean Ellie did a zoomie? So our little indoor dog just went burning rubber past her and spooked her to death.
So how many dogs do you have now?
5.
5.
No. Yeah.
Yeah,
5.
it's the same 5 though. Dolly's with the goats. She's their guardian. Rusty, pain in the butt. Ellie I've had for 10 years. Daisy, and then Xena. So the same 5, but they've gotten a little more fun since we've been here, I feel like.
My land is his land. What tea garden plants are a must? I'm wanting to start one this year.
All the culinary herbs. So rosemary, thyme, basil, oregano, mint, lemon balm, lavender. I'm trying to get not too crazy, but those are the main ones.
I mean, that's a possibility. You don't go crazy.
And if you can find specifically chocolate mint, that is our preferred mint variety.
I have that. I have them all. I have all of them. There's
nice.
There's a place local to us that sells them all.
Oh, that's
cool. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. So
that's actually kind of a good topic though too, especially with starting seeds. Herbs sometimes can be finicky. And they take a while too, right? So like if you do get them to start, you plant them in the ground, you're not going to have that harvest like you probably expect. So if you don't succeed or whatever it is, don't be ashamed to go to your local nursery and buy an herb. It's fine.
That's right. That's right. And a lot of times, we have one that'll open up April 1st. And during the month of April, they have 10% off every Tuesday for old folks. We qualify. And hey, usually because Uncle Sam only pays me once a month, I wait till that comes in, and then the following Tuesday I look at Daryl, I go, you know where we're going, right? He just dreads that trip.
I haven't had our trailer licensed for the past few years, just because
stuff fits in the back of the truck in the back seat.
Yeah, but not as much as what fit in that 16-foot trailer.
Yeah, that's true. We filled it up. Erica Hinkle, is it too late to start broccoli from seed? She's in 7B, Virginia.
No, it's not. But you're probably going to bolt, by the time you get a full head of broccoli. Even for us starting in 6B, we would probably still bolt before we had a full head. But don't discard that. You can still get, the mini broccolis, and the underrated broccoli leaves are fantastic.
They are. And here's the thing. If you want to start broccoli from seed now, go for it. If you have somewhere else to put it, like if you're planning on starting broccoli in a tomato bed, then you won't have time because you're going to have to put those tomatoes in. But if you have a separate spot, go for it. Eat the leaves, even if it doesn't come to a head. It's really good.
Yeah, that's a good point. You don't want to take up space for a hot crop.
Now, do you have rhubarb?
No,
we actually don't. We haven't grown that.
I've actually never even ate it.
My grandpa, me and him, we love rhubarb pie.
Oh yes,
and he's like begged us to grow it. I don't know why we haven't.
I've never had it. I don't even know what it's like.
I can make sure you get some. Do you have horseradish?
We did.
We did. We had to leave it. Unfortunately, I miss it, but that's okay.
Oh, wait a minute. If there's still campers there, you can get some.
That's right.
Yeah, I would go back and dig it up. That stuff is, yeah.
You just need a chunk of that.
We go back there in May probably for closing for this White House, so we might just swing by and snag some stuff.
Most definitely. Yeah, I have horseradish. I got starts from my mother, and then some from her sister. So, and they are taking up a corner of my garden. So, yeah.
While we're there, I might pick me up a camper to bring home.
There you go. There you go. Let's see.
Sometimes I think about the stuff we left, and I know like the garden beds are gone and stuff, but stuff like the horseradish, I'm like, I wonder if anybody will ever find it. Anybody will ever dig it up and be like, "What's this? Oh my gosh, it's horseradish!"
Get their little plant app and be like, "What's this?"
Just take a little knife and put it in their mouth. They'll know real fast what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, see, and I don't use it. My mother used to. You can always tell when Passover would come, folks. If you don't know, I'm Jewish. When Passover would come, because when I would get home from school, as soon as I walk in the house was permeated with that smell, because she would go out and dig it up and she would grind it. How she could stand in that kitchen and smell that in her whichever mixer she had at the time. It was just, I have no idea. But the house smelled, the house smelled for days.
It's potent.
Yeah. Mom's was, because that was all it was. It wasn't the cream stuff. It was pure grated horseradish.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's not a stronger smell than fresh horseradish.
Mm-hmm. Jen, your mom says gray beer will now that we know. So you may not have it there when you get back up there.
You got to find it first.
Yeah.
Well, and you guys don't talk a whole lot about it, but you get a fair amount of help there on your homestead. It looks to me like with somebody's brother-in-law.
Oh yeah, my brother.
Jen's brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, brother-in-law for Zach.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So, but I've watched some of his videos. He does a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. We've never talked about like who's going to shoot and who's not going to shoot. It just happens that way.
Right.
But normally when we're taking a break from shooting, like he gets the camera out, so you get to see what we do when we're not on the camera. And it's pretty cool. But yeah, Jed's a great help. Come here. He's right here. Come say hi.
Hey, how you doing?
There's Jed.
Yeah, I've been watching some of your stuff here. Good job.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you're showing them. You're showing yourself working, and them just laying around doing nothing.
Doing nothing. I'm watching them work.
Yeah, but Jed, he's working night shifts on us right now, so it's a little bit harder for me and him to get out there together.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can change that scene.
Yeah, we gotta change that. I got a lot more to learn.
Yeah.
They still make you work, huh, Zach?
Yeah. I still got to work.
Don't you hate that?
Well, speaking of work, I know that you've had the luxury to be working from home for a while. Is that something that's going to continue?
Yeah, it's permanent now. So
It's been a year.
Yeah. Well, a year since I moved to working from home, but it turned permanent when we moved here because what am I now, like 2.5, 3 hours away from where my job is?
Yeah.
So before we moved here, like I had to work with them and be like, hey, all this stuff's happening anyways. I was basically working from home. Can I move to permanent? And so they signed the letter, and because I had to have that for the mortgage company to be like, hey, you're moving 3 hours away and you're buying a house. How are you going to work? So they have signed the letter, so I get to permanently do this, and I got the letter to prove it.
Cool. So share with the folks just not everything you do, but what kind of work do you do that pays your primary bills, I'm going to say? Yeah,
that's probably one of the most top questions that we have. We try to address it as often as we can, but yeah, you're right. There's so many new folks that roll in. It's always good to refresh it. I work for a healthcare company, and I work on their website and app. So I'm not technical enough. I'm more technical on YouTube than I am with my main job. I just make sure that they do it on time and on budget, and they do the technical stuff. But that's my job. And most everybody I work with is either work from home or not in the United States. So it's pretty easy to work from home because we wouldn't see each other if we were in office anyways.
Ah, okay. So, Jen, how about you? You almost gave up a career, didn't you?
Well, I wanted to be I'm sorry.
Kind of, sort of, maybe a little bit gave up a career?
Well, I wanted to be a journalist and a nurse, but I wanted to be a mom more. So when we started dating, I told him that I was going to be a stay-at-home mom and I was going to homeschool our kids. So that's what I've been doing ever since. Well, I do work with Etsy and the website and YouTube and homeschool and all that. Plus like certifications I have to get all the time for selling stuff, and feels like I am also always working from home, but working.
She definitely works more than I do.
Well, and I didn't mean that to say that she don't work, but I remember something about a nurse.
Yeah.
And, let's face it, with everything you got going now, you don't have time for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually went to school, to be a nurse first, and then I went for journalism and decided I didn't want to do either one.
And both pay off right now. So as many times as I injure myself, we don't have to go to the hospital. And then with all the stuff we do with YouTube, it's great for a journalism background. I'll write something and be like, hey, babe, how do you spell this? Proofread this and add the commas where they need to be.
So you're just the on-site editor.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, our lives are nuts when it comes to work. unfortunately, my job is extremely demanding Monday through Friday from, 7 to sometimes 7. So as soon as I get off, I'm running out to do chores, trying to get some kind of physical labor in. And throughout that day, she's homeschooling the kids, feeding us, and then doing all the ins and outs that we have with YouTube and our website and Etsy, making salves, making soap, shipping this, all that stuff. A lot of days our nights don't end until we're just laying our head on the pillow and haven't had time to really think. But we're getting much better at making time for fun, making sure our kids are getting that one-on-one time and not working ourselves to death. But the grind is strong.
It is. But we're like he said, we're getting better at prioritizing and fitting everything in. And, now we get up at the crack of dawn every morning and milk. But it makes it worth it because, everybody always says there's not enough hours in the day. There's not enough hours. There is. You just have to make it work. And I don't know, you got to push and push and push, but you can get it all done.
I do have kind of a funny story from this morning specifically. So as we all know, we had daylight savings time hit us and sprung forward. And so that means the sunrise is a little later. Well, how it always works is because I have got to have a shower immediately if I'm going to function at all. I cannot wait. So I get up about 45 minutes earlier, just to get my cup of coffee and get my shower. She's more of just wake me up when it's time to go.
I don't drink coffee.
Right.
And I don't shower until after I make the kids breakfast.
So I always wake up same time every day. As soon as I get to the shower, I wake her up. She starts getting our baby bottle goat's bottle ready. I go get the feed ready and then we head up because we got to do all that before I clock into work. So this morning I get out of the shower and it's pitch black. Usually the sun's shining and I kind of grab her leg. I'm like, hey, babe, it's time to wake up. She goes, what? She said, why are you waking me up? I said, it's time to go milk.
Get off me.
She said, it's dark. I feel like she wanted to say, you idiot.
I thought he was sleepwalking because I felt him gently touch my foot and I'm like, listen, you need to go back to bed. I don't have time for this tonight. I'm not dealing with your sleepwalking.
I said, no, I promise it's the same time as yesterday.
Down, Zach, down. Down, Zach, down.
Awful. We milk in the dark. Oh, it's so bad.
I can just see them out there with those little headlights on their foreheads.
Yeah. The goats were looking at us like, are y'all drunk? Why are you here? It's dark.
Oh, my.
Erica Hinkle's asking anything special for when you hit 50K, which is going to be any day now.
We're not sure. I'm sure we'll do something. We'll have to figure it out. We've been thinking about it.
We can do some kind of giveaway or something.
Yeah, it's a little harder for us to do giveaways on lives now. There's so many people in the comments. It's hard to catch the random person or doing the wheel. You have 1,000 people in a wheel.
That would be an awful crammed wheel.
Right. Right. So we have to get we'll get a little creative, but we'll definitely give something away. She's made some prototype merch stuff.
Yes.
That we'll probably do a giveaway with, but we'll think about it.
So you have a Cricut now.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just buy the Cricut maker or did you buy, and you have the heat press?
Yes.
Because I remember you got that. Are you going to go one step farther and get a cup press?
I don't know what that is.
There's a cup press?
Yeah. That's
Sherry.
Yes,
there isn't anything like that. We can do your mugs.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. We drove to Toledo to pick up the cases of mugs because it was cheaper than them shipping them.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We do the mugs. So yeah, there is such a thing.
I do have a heat press. I haven't used it yet.
You'll see this. Let's see if I can play.
I saw your
right there.
Yeah, I saw it on your group today. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm preschool level, so whatever
Daryl does ours.
It looks like a daycare when I make things like preschool level, but
no,
that's okay.
Daryl does ours.
Really? That's awesome. Yeah. Zach's really good at it too. He's really good with the Cricut. He just gets it, and I just stare at it and hit it with a hammer. I'm like, you're not working.
Yeah, we must have the same mentality.
Yeah.
Here, this is what I want. You do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I tell him, I'm like, so this is what I picture.
Mhm.
Can you just like push the button and make
Exactly.
it happen? He's like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah. What's that program? That design program? I don't even remember. We've had it so long.
For what?
Cricut design.
Is it called
Yeah.
Cricut Design?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do nothing with it other than run
Well,
the machine.
we did when we first started
Yeah.
because we didn't
Yeah.
have the sublimation. We just did vinyl. Because
Okay.
now we do sublimation also.
And I see we got some people in the chat here that are very familiar with all this.
Yeah.
My mom just got one too. She's loving hers.
It's like a whole cult.
It is.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
But yeah, we have branched. Well, obviously, we've been supplying some people with some merch, and we've been doing that for a while, and that's
awesome.
And that's how we do it. We don't really use the Cricut too much to do that, but we do on some occasions. So
That's awesome.
So
let's see. Andrea Cooley says we are loving the calendula salve. It's salve. It's incredible.
Oh, good.
Thank
I'm so
you.
glad you like it.
It's a miracle worker.
It is.
We call it the magic sauce around here.
The kids they'll say, "Give me your special cream."
Hey,
And I
Big Bear.
never had too bad of an injury until I burned my fingers on our gas stove. And I mean, like my skin was stuck to the stove. It was so bad. And I put that on. I mean, I never even had a burn feeling once. It was wild.
well, that's pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I have got the phone lines are open. We're gonna do it just a little bit different here tonight. We're gonna have no more than 2 people at a time on the line. So we ask that you ask Jen and Zach a question or 2 or whatever, and then allow other people to call in. But the numbers are on the top, and you'll be put into a waiting room, and I'll admit you. And at that time, I'll say, hi, this is Gerald. Please introduce yourself. And at that point, you will be live on the air. So the phone lines are open. If anybody would like to call in, ask them a question directly. Just say hi. Just say, hey, we love the stuff you're doing, because we all know that you do, or else you wouldn't be here right now.
I hear kids in the background.
I do too.
Yeah.
I hear Ray Ray.
Sounds like they're galloping like horses up there.
So speaking of kids, and you say up there, Jen, have you been able to walk down the stairs correctly now?
Yes.
That you're living in?
Yes. But
Okay.
now
tell
my
'em.
worst enemy is the shower.
Yep.
Oh, jeez. Do you need those little those little
Yes.
non-skid flowers
Yes,
on the
I do.
bottom?
I do.
Mhm.
It's I don't know what the shower is made of, but it is slippery. It's awful. But I'm good with the stairs now. I've mastered those. No socks on the stairs.
Did you tell him about the tub?
I briefly.
Did you tell him the story?
No.
You gonna tell him the story? You brought it up. So
The door has been open.
I
Yep.
think very clearly.
We're waiting,
we were
Jen.
outside. I don't even remember how it got going, but we were outside. It was me, Jen, and Raylan. Where was Wyatt?
He was upstairs
He was
the whole
upstairs.
time. He was here.
Yeah, and so we were all walking, and she's like, "I want to go inside and take a shower." And sometimes Raylan's like going through this phase where she like really wants to be like right beside you like a lot of the time, and that's perfectly fine. But sometimes Mama need a break. So I was like, you know what? Her and I'll just walk around the property, and you go take your shower, and give you this little piece of quiet so you don't have like fingers coming through the door.
Literally.
Yeah.
I'll be in the bathroom and she'll draw me pictures and slide them under the door just one after one.
Things you'll miss when it's no longer there. But I was like, you know what? Today, no pictures. I got her. We're going to be outside. So we're outside and we walk around, several times. And we come back in and she's coming up. She's like limping. I'm like, what's wrong? She said, I yelled and no one came. She said, no one came. I said, what are you talking about? She said, I fell and no one came. I said, I didn't, we just walked in the door. She said, no one came, babe. No one came. She
Mine
said,
was upstairs the whole time.
She said, I pulled the curtain down and everything on my way down.
It's awful. I'm really losing my balance.
The Naked Gardener's asking, any advice on anyone purchasing a homestead for the first time?
Yeah. So when we did ours, try to know the best property lines that you can. Make sure that you kind of see where that is. Some of the big things that we had here, we really found out in the inspection. So a lot of your questions will come out during that. Don't buy as is, ever. Just don't do it. Somehow, some way you're going to get messed up, because what happens when you first sign that initial agreement for an as is, no matter what comes back on the inspection, because it's on you if you want to have it done or not, you're almost signed into contract, and you really have to, you might lose your earnest money and all that good stuff. But don't settle. So what I mean by that is, if you think all I need is 4 acres, you're probably going to outgrow those 4 acres. So, you got to figure out exactly what it is that you want. It's good to have maybe a 10, 20-year plan on what you want. And never compact yourself, because that's how we were in our old place. We ran out of room. Lastly, the most unfortunate part is whatever your budget is probably going to give you the land that you want or the house that you want, but not both. Right. You're probably not going to get both of them together if you're looking for a house and not just land. So you be ready to either have to move your budget up or be really ready to cut down on either your acreage or your house style. That's what we found out.
Okay, Zach, we've got a couple callers here, so let's see if we can get somebody on the line.
All right, my bad. You shut me down.
You got to.
This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Francine.
Oh,
Hey, Francine.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. You are live and on the air.
We have Oh, I'm on the air. Well, hello. I must be really behind, because they were still telling a story, or not a story, but you were talking about some advice on homesteading.
Yeah, there is quite a delay, but
if you're watching, it's going to be delayed. Yes.
Okay. So I won't look, because I'll get all confused. You know how I am.
I'm not saying a word.
How are you guys?
Just fine.
Doing good. It's good to hear you, Francine. It's been a while.
Not for me.
It sure has.
Well,
Hopefully
in person, her actual voice won't. At least for me.
I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. I hope you guys can make the picnic. I hope we can make the picnic.
Yes.
Yep, that is our plan.
So, if I'm taking, it's hard for me to ask a question because I pay really close attention on videos. Are you laughing at me, Ben?
No, laughing at me.
But I do really try. So,
that was good.
Of the things that you've done so far on the homestead, if somebody was, we can sit and we can kind of follow how you've done things with getting in the gardens and putting up the fencing and what you did first, second. Is there anything that you would have done differently in the last, since October, that you would have done before something else or after something else?
I think.
I would say, well, we knew it coming in, but we just tried to do it as best we can, was definitely our animals coming to a land without any fencing.
Yeah.
We still got fencing up quick, but I don't think it was quick enough. We probably should have had that, as soon as we moved in, had somebody lined up to get started on that. It was just being so close to the road and being in, with neighbors. It wasn't probably the best choice, just throw them electrical fencing. Now, we've never had them get out at the previous place. But there was still that concern of, we don't know anybody here. And if they get out, they're going to be in the neighbor's yard, which they end up at the nursing home. So I would say probably if there was anything that we could do would be getting that fence up almost the week we moved in.
Yeah.
So, everybody's got different opinions, but there's another YouTuber who says that, who truly believes that you should put up any fencing for the first 3 years, just because you don't know. Do you think that that's more applicable for somebody who's got a larger piece of property that doesn't really have things set? Like you had the barn so you knew where you were going to put your animals?
No, that's a really good point. And it's actually something that we're still on. We're not, because our garage, the garage I have, I know that's not going to be a long-term garage because it's kind of falling apart. And we want a pole barn, but that's definitely going to be something that we're waiting on. What they stated was very valid and something that I'm a true believer on. That's why we're doing so much like in-ground gardening right now as well. Because we know that that's probably not going to be what our garden's going to be after we've experienced it for a few years. Now for our situation, our land was already cleared. So it's basically all the way to the property lines. So we knew that what that fence line was going to be when we moved into this place. But if you go out to a raw piece of land that's full of trees, you're 100% right. Unless you can afford to perimeter right on the lines. I wouldn't do any interior fencing until you've lived there a few years, and you truly know where you want your stuff set up. Thankfully ours was a little bit easier laid out, because it has been a farm. So the fences kind of put themselves up. We knew exactly where they were going.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't have any more questions. It was wonderful to talk to you, but I do have a comment. When people make comments about, I think you guys are amazing. I think you do a great job with your kids. I think you are very transparent with your channel. And I think you are extremely, well-mannered in your responses to people that maybe are not well-mannered, but, comments about how easy it was for you to till up that land, it only took you 30 minutes. They forgot that in the beginning of the video, you said it took you 3 hours to get one piece of equipment off and the other piece of equipment on.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, I completely agree.
For those of us paying attention, we love you.
Yeah.
Well,
and gosh, we are so thankful for you because it makes it possible, literally, because there are some days when somebody new comes in and I'm just like, I can't handle it. But then I see a comment from like you or, Two Family Homestead and I'm like, that's why we're still here.
Right.
Because they get us.
Yeah. I actually have gotten a lot
Don't
of
ever
grief.
let them get you down because.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We've gotten a lot of grief over just having the tractor and calling us lazy and this and that. I'm like, well, maybe you should have saw the past 6 years, Yeah, you're right. We do appreciate you, Francine, and everyone that gives us those comments. Like she said, it keeps us going.
Well, you guys take care, and I hope to see you really soon. I love you guys.
Love you,
Give the
Francine.
kids big hugs and kisses.
We will.
We will. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Francine, thanks for calling. Appreciate you very much. And we have another caller here. Hello, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hi, my name is Dawn.
I'm sorry, did you say Dawn?
Yes,
Hi, Dawn. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good. And yourself?
We're doing just fine. We're glad to have you here. You are on the air live, by the way. Can you share with us where you're from?
Oh, thank you. I'm from South Carolina, Beaufort.
Okay. And Jen and Zach are listening to you right now. So if you want to say something to them, as long as you're being very polite to them, we'll allow you to do that.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Hi, Don.
I have a quick question. I am gardening for, I say, my third year of gardening, and it's above ground beds. Can you plant watermelons in above ground beds?
Absolutely. So with watermelons, the thing about watermelons, they're going to spread out, right? They're going to grow big. They're going to do all their trellising out. So just make sure that you at least have them an area to probably go outside of the beds. That's what we do. Like if we don't trellis them, which I'm assuming are you doing full size watermelons or more personal size like a sugar baby?
Actually, I picked up the sugar babies for the first time.
Okay. So we actually, last year did sugar baby watermelons on a cattle panel trellis in our raised beds. They're small enough to where with maybe just a little bit of support, which we didn't even support them.
We didn't, but you could use like pantyhose or something.
Yeah. We were able to grow them up over that. So that's an option. But like I said, if maybe that's not in the cards, I would definitely just don't let the vines grow in your raised bed. Let them grow over it, and down and out. But yeah, you definitely can.
And don't mow them.
Yeah, don't mow them. That's the hard part.
I know I have to let my husband know not to mow them. He's got a drivable mower now, so he gets a little excited when he's driving that.
Yep.
Okay, well, I thank you, and you have a beautiful family, and I love watching your channel.
Well, thank
Well,
you.
it's very good to
talk
actually talk to you, Don.
Well, thank you so much for calling. Wish you well on your watermelon venture.
Thank you very much. You have a good evening, y'all.
All right.
You too.
Bye-bye. Okay, folks, so the phone line is open if anybody wants to call. The numbers are scrolling across the screen. You'll go into a waiting room, and as it's available, we'll just jump you right in here. So everybody, I guess we are back to Jen and Zach. So I'm a little curious with your property there. How much actual frontage do you have there?
You mean my frontage?
I mean against the road. How many feet?
Yeah, that's been at least my biggest adjustment. As you all know, we were well off the road at the old place, and so even though we could see it from our front porch, we couldn't hear it, and especially in our backyard, we weren't around it. We're not as far away from the road. We're much closer. However, it's winter, so we can see it, but in the spring, now in the spring, we're starting to get the blooms, and that's our protection. So that's what we're excited about coming back.
Well, it looks like you got a pretty good sizable ditch, I'm going to say.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have a moat?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's our moat. It's a creek that runs around the property, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. If you can get past the moat, over the barbed wire, past the lights, past the pew-pews, then you have made it. You made it.
Do you have a pond on the property?
We don't have a pond, but we have the moat that we're talking about is a creek that actually runs. It's almost the property line. It runs all the way around.
Yeah, and we have it's not a creek, but it's a drainage that goes through.
It's a drain for the creek.
Yeah.
So when it overflows.
So we have a creek around, and then we have a creek that runs through the middle, so that's pretty cool.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if you had a pond or not. I didn't recall you ever saying anything about it, and I know that you had them in the past. So.
Yeah, we do miss our pond, but it's we get creek.
Well, I'm guessing you could probably put one in if you wanted to.
Yeah, we could. It's just if we want to use the space for it or not. But it's definitely on the list as a possibility.
Cool. That would be nice.
Okay, well, we've got another caller here, so let me...
While you're doing that, I'm going to ask TNS Dogs and Dragonflies Farm, how did you all know that YouTube was the way you two were going to get your message out about homesteading?
It absolutely was not our plan. Like, we didn't even know that's what it turned into that. Her mom, Grammy Karen, is the one that pushed us to do it because she had been watching kind of the homestead community before we did. She got Jen on it.
Yeah.
And then Jen talked me into doing it. And we decided that our main goal was, at best, this would be good footage for our kids to watch when we're long gone. Maybe they'd be bored to death from it. Then the Stiv tribe started growing. People actually said we were teaching them things. And then, so that's when we kind of centered the focus on teaching people how to grow their own food and how to live sustainably.
Yeah. To me, I was searching for a community. So it became community.
It became
more than community. It became family.
Yes, it became family.
All right. Now, callers are starting to come in here pretty quick, so we're going to get some of them in here. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Ricky. A good day to grow.
Well,
awesome.
Good day to grow. How are you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm doing very well.
Where are you from?
I am from Mansfield, Texas.
Mansfield, Texas.
Oh, how strange. We're in Mansfield, Ohio.
Oh, my goodness. That's awesome.
That's so funny.
Oh, how neat.
Well, you are live and on the air, so Jen and Zach are listening to you. Just have at them.
Oh, awesome. I just wanted to say that I am the one that has been calling and saying that, or not calling, but messaging saying that your staff has saved my life. It has really helped my keloids, and I just truly thank you. That
is awesome. That makes me feel so good, and I'm just Not for me, just for you, that you found something that helps, and that's amazing. And I just thank you so much for even telling us that, because, a lot of people, they might love it, but they might not report back and be like, hey, it really is great. And to know that it actually helps people is awesome.
Oh,
it really is. I'm 46 years old and have been dealing with keloids my whole life, and this has been a life changer, so thank you.
That's amazing. I'm so glad to hear that.
Yep, like we had mentioned.
And I was curious, are you going to be doing any calendula classes?
That could definitely be a thing. That would be fun. Our flowers are growing right now. Well, they're not flowers yet, but they will be soon. So that could be a thing, to do a class and take it to harvest and then show how to use it. That's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, and Jen and I have been talking about that. That would be awesome.
I would love that, because I actually started growing seed flowers from your inspiration to do so, and I would love to learn how to make them.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
I'm so glad you called. Thank you.
Yes, thanks for calling. And we have another call.
Y'all have a blessed evening.
You too.
Thanks. Take care now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Angie.
I'm sorry, did you say Angie?
Yeah, Angie.
Angie, how are you this evening?
Pretty good. How are y'all doing?
Real good. Where are you calling from, Angie?
I'm calling from South Bend, Indiana.
And what's your channel, Angie?
My channel?
How did you log on to here so we
Angie
can...
Crowner.
Okay. So I can see if, there we go. Okay. That way I can tell people who's on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Phone's all yours. Take it over.
Okay. I'm so glad to get to talk to you too. I've been following the Stive tribe for a long time now, but I've always kind of kept my mouth shut. My husband and I are older, and like I said, we live up north where it's nice and daggone cold right now. And we're going to be moving down. We want to look down around the Kentucky, Tennessee area. And I never had any problems about the thought of this until I saw a listing that said, this is on the nice side of the mountain. So, the friendly side of the mountain is how it was worded. Do you have any tips or hints for people that are coming from, I haven't lived down south since I was little. And like I said, we want to go out and get some acreage. We know what we're looking for. We want to get some acreage. We're going to put a little house out there, like I said, we're older. So we're not looking for a lot. But when they start putting stuff like, friendly side of the mountain, that's kind of got me concerned. Any clues? Any hints? Any tips?
Yeah. So I'm just going to be honest with you. Southeast, well, not even Southeast, East Kentucky and East Tennessee.
And Southeast.
And Southeast, yeah. I mean, we are Eastern. It can be rough. It can be very rough to find a place. And Zach and I talk about it all the time because we had no idea. We were born and raised in central Kentucky, and we had no clue, like what you said, the nice side of the mountain.
We thought we were a small town.
We had no clue what that kind of thing meant until we got here. And it was truly a culture shock for us. People are not bad. I promise you that. East Kentucky and East Tennessee is families that have lived where they are and their families and ancestors for many, 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 many years. So when newcomers come in, it can be intrusive to them. And at first it's rough. It can be scary. It can be really kind of a letdown because it's not like the rest of, the places where people just take you in and take you under their wing kind of thing. But once you get into the crowd and once they know you are safe and you're a good person, they truly take you in and everything is fine after that.
Yeah. And, the only thing I would add to that is once you find the place that you want to go, if it does fall into a small little area, first off, when you're viewing these places, make sure you're spending time in the town. So I would suggest staying a couple nights and whatever house that you're viewing, go downtown, go to the spots that aren't popular.
Yes.
Go to the more local areas and just, maybe get a bite to eat and watch people. Mm-hmm. That helps. They let you get a feel for the place.
That's what we were planning on doing.
That's good.
Yeah.
And then the second
but
thing.
I didn't know, we wanted to come down in January and kind of hang out, visit the small towns, get to know the people, or, just kind of look and stuff. but I didn't know with COVID and everything what things are like down that way right now.
I don't know how you feel about it, but down here, it doesn't matter how you feel. I mean, everybody respects whatever anybody thinks, but they're about 2 years behind, like the rest of the world back here, and so like it's real, it's a thing, but there's no pressure. It's a small town, people mind their own business.
But like
anyways.
things are opened up because like where I come from,
yes.
up here in this part of Indiana, we're so damn ass backwards. It's not even funny here.
Yeah,
everything's open.
Yeah, and you know nobody's gonna look at you weird whether you wear it or don't wear it.
It's your business.
It's your own personal opinion on how you want to do it, and everybody just lets you be. The last thing I would suggest, whenever you do purchase a home, make sure you buy local, meet the local feed store. Don't go to Tractor Supply. Don't go to Walmart. Go to the local grocery store. Go to the local feed store. That's where those people run the town.
Yeah.
Once you get into their good side, the word spreads quickly, and that's how we kind of became part of the place.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good, because that's kind of how we are anyway. We don't like the big box store.
Right.
So, all right, I just wanted to make sure things weren't like totally shut down, closed down. We could find a place to stay. And
No, not because of COVID.
Okay. No Hatfield and McCoy kind of thing going on down there right now, huh?
No, I don't. I think as long as your name's not Hatfield or McCoy, you're in good shape.
Right.
Yep.
All righty, that sounds good. Thanks for talking to me. And Jen, real quick,
It's good to talk to you.
my local grocery stores already got out their lids and their rims, or their
awesome.
the lids for your jars. So keep an eye out.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling. Any other questions?
Nope, that's it. Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's get another caller in.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hi, Daryl. It's Grace. How are you?
Hi, Grace. How are you this evening?
Grace from California.
Yeah. Am I live?
You are live.
Yes, you are.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I had to turn my volume down. I can't get used to this. Using the phone, trying to get you guys live on TV, try to keep up with what you're talking about. I don't know what's going on.
That's all right. We don't either.
I miss you guys. How are you? You look great.
We miss you.
We miss your voice, Grace.
So much.
It's been too long.
So I'm Grace from Northern California. Live on an acre. Getting up there in age. Won't mention how young, but
you are
love
young. Hush.
Zach, Jen, Sherry, and Daryl, and of course all their fur and feather babies. I miss you guys. I'm hoping I can come in September to the picnic, but I'm still checking out, see how the budget's going to look.
Yes, you have to definitely let us know if you do plan on going. But yeah, gosh, I hope we can see you there because we miss you.
Yeah, Grammy Karen told me all about it. So Zach, I've got a question for you. Your chill garden out there, how are you going to get water to it? Are you going to use like a water tank holder? You can drag water hoses out there? What's your plan for that?
Yes, I got like multiple plans. And it's like top on the priority. So immediate plan, we close on the White House in May. So that'll be our house. And so I'm going to run water from that house down to the barn. I'm going to run from our house over to the garden. So that'll free up my water hose situation. But we're about to put in some water lines. So my water meter is right beside our barn. Like it's in the barn area. It's actually like so in it, I have to call the water company because they don't want to go into the animals.
So you can dig like a ditch to put a water line in, or?
Yeah. So we're gonna get a dish switch. We're gonna just connect to the water meter. We're gonna put a spigot up at the old barn, or at the barn we're using at the old barn, then shoot down to the garden. So hopefully we'll have that by no later than midsummer.
That'll be nice. That'll be nice for this year, and then you can decide, as you said, your garden's going to be different in a few years.
Right. So the one that we're talking about the garden will be by the greenhouse. That way it's not in the way.
I've been so excited to see all your new babies on the property. Oh my God. And the kids. I just miss you guys all so much.
T-Bird misses you.
It's just so sad that we've had COVID-19 and nobody's been able to travel anywhere, you know?
I know it.
Yep. Next time you come, we're going to put T-Bird in your purse and send him back with you.
I want I've always loved T-Bird, and I'm gonna. Do you think that Smudge will fit in my purse too? I want
to see that purse.
I know. Can you imagine bringing him back on a plane with me?
Oh God,
everybody's full of love. So is
I
T-Bird
can see you like, getting all the way through TSA and be sitting there waiting on the plane. He finally decides to crow, and you're like, "It's not me."
I love T-Bird. I've always wanted T-Bird. Well, guys, I won't manipulate your time, and just wanted to say hi. I love you. It's great seeing you.
We love you so much.
Grace, thank you so much for calling.
Okay, love you guys. Bye.
Love you, Grace.
Bye-bye. And we have another caller, and I know somebody dropped off, so this is our last caller that's currently in the waiting room. So just to let everybody out there know. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hi, Daryl. This is Wanda T. Another Texan in the house.
Another Texan.
Hey, Wanda.
Hi, Wanda. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Hey, Zach. Hey, Jen.
Hey, Wanda.
How are you?
You're doing good. It's good to hear your voice. We see your name all the time. It's good to finally talk to you.
I know. I've been watching you guys for a couple of years now, but yeah, it's good to hear you.
That's awesome.
So I'm sitting here at 7, my time, waiting for you to come on. No Zach, no Jen. I don't know how to find out if you're not going to be live. I'm not that savvy on the computer.
I'm not either.
Yeah, it's one of those. Sometimes we're like, should we just like post like a 2-minute video and post it and say it? But yeah, we try to get the word out.
Well, and I finally went on the Facebook, and Tammy Gear answered me and told me there was no live, and I'm like, well, how am I supposed to know that?
Right.
Yeah, that's one good thing. You can, if all else fails, go to the Stivers tribe. Mm-hmm. Somebody in there knows.
Yeah, I'm usually sitting here waiting, see if y'all are going to come on. Well, I'm not going to keep the line very long because I know there's other people that probably want to talk to you.
Oh, no, you're fine. If you have any questions or anything, this is
right
this
now.
Is that one opportunity that we can actually talk voice to voice.
Right now, you're the only one
here.
Well,
okay. So I do have a question about my tomato plant. No, seriously, I'm in zone 9. And I'm in zone 9, and so I have been watching some YouTube channels about doing this winter sowing. So I made me all these little mini greenhouses out of milk jugs and this and that, and planted all these tomato seeds in there. And then that freeze came. Well, the freeze came, and so I brought them in because I was scared they would all die because every one of those things germinated. So now I've repotted them, and I have tomato plants that are almost a foot tall.
Oh gosh!
Wow!
It was amazing how good they did. But now I'm worried because I don't have my beds ready to put those plants in. And I've already potted them up again. So, do you think they'll be okay a couple more weeks?
Yeah, they'll be fine. Especially if you're going to pot them. The biggest thing that you're going to have to...
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I didn't mean to cut you off if I did.
Because I have 116 tomato plants.
Holy moly. Wow. Daryl, and you complained about mine?
I didn't think they were all going to germinate, and every single one of them germinated.
Wow.
Well, that's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great germination, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But now, maybe I can try to sell some of the start, because, I'm not going to need 116 tomato plants.
Yeah, the biggest thing with a large size tomato plant is basically the transplant shock that it's going to go through. The bigger the plant, the harder the shock. So just make sure that.
Oh, don't tell me that, Zach.
No, that doesn't mean they're not going to make it. They're going to make it just fine. They just might show signs of stress that first time they get put out into the ground. So the biggest thing is whenever you're past that freeze, which you probably are now, just make sure they stay outside. So they're 100% ready for that. And then when you put them in the ground, just baby them. Make sure that you give them some good fertilizer, and know that they might go limp a little, for a day or two, but they'll bounce back. Definitely don't pull them.
Also, if you wanted to
I've been hardening them off all week, so they're ready. I just got to get my beds ready, and then it rained today, so because we had 80 degree temperatures today.
Oh wow!
Wow.
I know.
We're lucky we hit 40.
But yeah, your tomato plants will do fine.
Okay, well, good. That's really all I needed to know about gardening today.
Well, good luck. That is a lot of tomato plants.
Yep.
I know it is. And like
That's
I said,
awesome.
I didn't think they were all going to, I planned for half of them maybe,
Right.
to not germinate, but I'm happy they did. But that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. It was good
It was so
talking
good to talk to
you.
you.
And I guess see you on the next live.
All right.
Sounds good.
Take care.
Thanks.
All right. Good night. Good night, Daryl.
Good night. All right. And we've got another caller here.
Well, while you're doing that, Fancy Farmer says, I can't call, but I have a question. What has been the most difficult part of YouTube for each of you?
For me, the time consuming part, when it comes to video and editing and stuff outside of my actual job, and then wanting to, spend time. But other than that, I mean, it's not an over the top thing. It's just it was the hardest thing to get adjusted to.
Yeah, I think it's the same for me. Just the time. And sometimes you just want to do something without filming it, but you kind of have to. So.
That's a good point. You have no idea how much your production of work or productivity goes down when you have to film it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've got a lot more callers in the room, but we got one on the line right now. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hey, this is Jess from Jessie Small Homestead.
Hey, Jess.
And where's
How are ya?
And where is that at? What state are you in?
I'm in Washington State.
Washington State.
Wow,
Well,
way up there.
thank you for calling. You are live and on the air, so
Yeah.
so just have at 'em.
Oh, perfect. So I think I messed up this last year, and I put my dog poop in my composter. Should I be digging it out, or what should I be doing? Or should I just start over again?
If it were me, I would start a new pile.
Yep.
But that's not to say that you can't ever use that compost. I would give it a year. If you're not comfortable with a year, maybe do a year and a half to 2 years. But keep in mind that people do use their own human manure for compost as well. As long as it sits for over a year, everything's fine. But yeah, you could always start a new pile.
That's what I had heard. That's what I had heard, but I also seen something that dog poop is too hot to use on the garden. Is that true, or is that just because it hasn't fully composted yet?
It is if it hasn't set for a year.
Right. All animal poop that's not cold is too hot for the garden if it doesn't sit for long enough.
Yeah.
Okay. And is it okay to put my flowers in, or is that going to burn my flowers?
Definitely not now. If it hasn't been more than a year, it will burn them up. But yeah, even if you still feel uncomfortable with it after a year, use it for non-edible veggies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like put it in flower beds, put it in stuff like that that are just for beauty.
Right.
Okay. Perfect. I just didn't want to dig through my compost and be picking out poop.
If you're not comfortable with it now, just start a new pile.
Yeah. Start a new pile and set that one aside.
Yep.
Yeah, and just let it sit.
Okay.
And the next thing you know, you'll have nice compost there.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, guys.
It was good to hear from you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hey, this is Sharon Pack.
Sharon!
Oh my gosh, it's so good to hear your voice.
One of the original Stock Drivers.
Yes,
You're like
it is.
the Stock Tribe mascot.
Yep, from Enid, Oklahoma, one of your favorite places.
I know. I still have family there. It's crazy.
Yep. Hey, I just wanted to call and let you guys know that when you did your loofahs, you did it and you got yours to turn black, right?
Mm-hmm.
I could not. Mine, it started to freeze, and mine were still green, and some of them got yellow. Yeah. Well, they said to go ahead and bring them in and squeeze them out, get the seeds out and everything, and let them go ahead and cure, and they should be fine. And I wanted to let you know that I did do that, and I let them cure, and come Christmas time, I gave them away to all my kids, and they just simply loved them.
Oh,
and when my son-in-law, one of them, got a hold of me, he said it looked exactly like the one he bought in the store. So I was very pleased, very happy, and it all turned out great.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome, though? When, cause I don't know, if you're like me, sometimes I need validation. And when you grow something and then give it to them and they're like, this is exactly what it looks like in the store. And that's just awesome.
Well, if it hadn't have been for you, I'd never thought of that. And I got the Mother and Grandmother of the Year presents. Yay.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, loofahs, they take forever. And I still have some that dried and are still sitting on our shelf. And they're still good. The seeds are still very good and viable. It's crazy how long they take. But also, people don't know that you can just take them off the vine and take them inside and they'll be good. A lot of people think that if they don't turn brown, then it's over, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that even when they're green. I didn't know that until I tried it. It's just like Zach keeps saying, trial and error, trial and error.
That's right.
You don't know what you can do until you do it.
You bet.
Right? And you didn't, by trying that, you didn't lose anything. You just took a risk.
And it worked out for the best.
That's right. And thank you guys, and keep on doing what you do.
Well, keep on hanging with us, Miss Sharon. We love you.
Yep. You have no idea how much we appreciate your comments.
Thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
Thank you all, and God bless.
Take care.
Okay, we've got more people in the waiting room here, but a quick question from out of the chat room. I think Gemini Homestead asked this. What is the one vegetable that you won't plant or eat?
Eggplant.
Okay, enough of that. Let's see who else we have on the line. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please? This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hey, it's Courtney from White Family Farm. What's up, guys? Side Tribe. Whoop, whoop.
How are you?
Funny, Courtney, because I'm just responding to your husband's comment.
Am I actually talking to them? Because I can't tell.
Yes, you are.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
They're live, just like Memorex.
I want to thank you guys for being, having the most awesome channel. We've been watching you guys for a couple years now, and we already kind of copied your hoop house greenhouse and your raised garden beds. So, we just absolutely love your channel, and it's so family oriented, and it's safe for everybody in the house to watch, and we just absolutely love your channel. So,
well, thank
you.
Thank
you so much.
We appreciate that.
We really appreciate those.
Gosh, sometimes we'll go back and somebody's like, "Oh, my kids watched your video today," and I'm like, "Oh gosh, hopefully we didn't say anything bad."
No, you guys are just you're fabulous to have that wonderful family oriented channel out there that everybody can watch, and We absolutely love it, and I love your gardening and everything. So we appreciate all your tips.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully y'all love your greenhouse and your raised beds.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We haven't got the dirt in the raised beds, the ones that but we added 400 square feet, but we haven't got the dirt in it yet. We're getting there, but.
Nice.
Oh,
but
question for you, because it's something I've actually learned about my raised beds this year. So how many, y'all did the pine boards?
Yeah.
How many pine boards did you stack up? Did you do just 2 or do you have more than 2?
No, we just did 2.
Okay, then you should be fine. What I realized this year is if you add more, that's a lot more soil. So even though I did bracing in mine, it wasn't enough bracing. So worst case scenario, make sure you put 1 pine board in the middle, just to kind of hold them together. But just a little tidbit that I learned this year.
Trial and error.
We definitely did that.
Are you saying that your raised beds had a bulge?
I had a bulge.
Yes, there's a bulge.
I'm one, just one, but there was a bulge.
Well, if that happens, Zach, you just plant some strawberries in that bulge area and they grow out the side then.
That's it. That's exactly right. I'm going to plant something just grow right over it.
You'll never know it.
And then I just let the weeds grow up on the outside.
Right.
Well, I want to thank you guys for having an awesome channel. Keep doing what you're doing because you guys are amazing. And I'm going to leave so other people can get up here. But love you too, Family Homestead.
Love you too,
Stivers.
Courtney.
Have a good day. Have a good night.
Thank you for hanging
Great
with
talking
us.
to you.
Courtney, thanks for calling.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right.
We finally got a Buckeye on the phone.
This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hi, this is Erica Hinkle.
Erica!
Hey, guys! Oh my gosh, I'm so
Hey.
excited. Hey, Grammy Karen. Hey, Jed. Hey, everybody.
That's so cool
I
to hear
just wanted to, oh, go ahead. Sorry. I just wanted to say that I love you guys so much. I love your channel. I love everything about you guys. I bought the salve. It's wonderful. But I did have a question. I noticed in the vlog the other day on your shelf, it looked to me like you guys had either potatoes that were drying or seed potatoes, and I wanted to ask you, like, what is your plan for your potatoes this year, and is there some sort of like direction? I've never done potatoes before.
Can you grab one?
Yeah, they're actually right here.
beside us.
We rearranged, so some of them are right here. But when we get our potatoes, we always cut them. If they're real big, you can cut them into quarters, or if they're just normal size, just cut them in half. I don't know if you can see that.
Go a little higher.
There we go.
There you go.
But we cut them and we put them on a rack, and just so they can get airflow and they can dry and heal over that skin. When you cut them, it has to heal just for a few days, and then you plant them in the ground, this side down, so that your eyes are pointed up towards the soil. And he did a bed, so I'll let him tell you about that.
Yeah, so last year we did roost out gardening, which means we used all of our compost from our straw or from our chicken area that we had composted down. So we actually you just mound it up. We buried the potatoes in there, and then you just keep layering straw so the sun can't get down to the potatoes as they grow up. But this year we're doing old school, just straight in-ground gardening. So we did, I want to say probably about a 30 by 40 plot that we're going to put 40 pounds of potatoes in. But one thing too, though, you don't have to cut these. It's kind of an old wives' tale that if you don't cut them, you'll get bigger potatoes. But that means you're going to have less plants, right? Take it for what it is. We've never seen the difference, but that's what the old timers will tell you. If you cut them, you're going to create smaller potatoes.
And I've always been told to cut them. So
yeah, it just depends on which farmer
we compromise by cutting them.
Yeah, that's what I was taught, to cut them.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to try both and just see what happens.
Right, exactly.
What is your favorite kind to grow?
Yukon Gold.
Yes.
Okay.
Purple's
awesome.
Pretty.
Well,
Purple
thank you guys
tastes
so much. I really appreciate you guys so much.
That's awesome to
we
hear
appreciate
from you. So cool.
Yeah, this was cool. Thank you very much. I won't take up any of your time. longer. I'm
you're
so
fine.
nervous. Oh my god.
I promise you're not as nervous as we are.
Right, it's a little different being on the talking end, huh?
It is. All right, guys. Well, you have a great night. I love you guys so much, and keep up everything you're doing.
Thank you. Good to talk to you, Erica.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for calling.
Have a question.
Thank you.
Have a question here for you, Zach and Jen. Escaping Reality Homestead. We just got our first few meat birds. Any advice for a newbie?
What kind did you get?
Well, they're on the chat, so we'll have to see both.
We'll have to see them. Cornish Cross and I guess Red Rangers are like the two biggest. We've done both, but biggest advice is watch them closely and get them on as much grass as you can. The longer they're cooped up, the nastier they're going to get, and the more disgusting they'll be. But if you can get them out on grass as soon as you can, let them roam, and they're still going to be gross, especially the Cornish Cross. They're just going to look weird.
Yeah,
but,
they're not going to grow like any chicken you've ever seen grow.
Right, but it's okay. It's just the process. Red Rangers, or what's like red or whatever, the red
Freedom Rangers,
something like that. They are a more normal growth, and they grow just fine, and you don't really notice the difference between them and a regular chicken. But they're good. Either one, we've done both, and we love them both.
The biggest thing is don't draw it out. They will have a heart attack and pass.
That's why I said watch them closely.
Yeah, so if you go past, what would you say?
I wouldn't go past 8 weeks.
See, I was thinking 10. At 10 weeks, you're probably going to start losing.
Yeah, you're going to have lost some, probably.
And that's just because their bodies grow faster than they should.
Yes.
So, if you were
Okay.
Well, it got real quiet. Everybody's drinking.
Yeah.
I
No, I don't know. The phone lines are open. If anybody else wants to call.
I've just put on there. I'm sending out hibiscus seeds to our members this week.
Okay. Nice.
Awesome.
I just have to.
Hibiscus.
Oh yeah, I have all different colors. They're ones that I grow. So I just have to sit there, and I have the little poly bags, and I'm going to get them in the mail.
I'm really becoming a flower guy, like big time.
Big flower guy.
And so I'm really starting to form my list of favorites. And right now it actually goes zinnia, hibiscus, and then Mexican sunflower. So
well, even though you aren't a member, I can send you some, Zach.
Well, thank you.
Francine is asking, would you ask them if they ever thought about a video or bloopers or outtakes from making their videos?
Oh gosh, here's the problem with that. How much fun that would be could be slightly inappropriate at some point.
Yeah. We'd have to. There'd be a lot of editing on the blooper reel. No, we have thought about it. To be quite honest, when I'm editing a video, like I limit myself because we have to think family time. So it's like I give myself an hour max to do it. So it's like I don't even think about it. Like if I'm cutting it, it's gone, it's out of here, and I just move forward. But I think to sit down and focus on that, try to just throwing them into a folder and compiling them up together.
Yeah, that's all you have to do. Just throw them into a separate folder, and then you can make a video. That'd be cool. Good idea. Is that nice?
Phone call.
Okay, we've got another caller. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please? Hello.
Hello.
Hello. You are live and on the air.
I know that voice.
Oh, yeah, it's Grammy Karen. I couldn't resist. I've called like 3 times and hung up because I didn't want to embarrass them.
Oh, why, heck. Go for it.
They know I'm like their biggest fan. They're one of my favorite channels, of course. Top number 1.
Should be, yes.
They do well.
How's Frankfurt tonight?
Yep, I'm traveling. I'll be back home tomorrow night and glad of it. Need to get out of the city, even though it's not huge. Ready to get back to the mountainside.
We sent her with a present, so hopefully her night is better.
When you go to
finally got it open,
there's usually one main item that you pick up as gifts, and that happens to be, the enjoyable moonshine whiskey places. So we decided to bring Grandma Karen back a little treat.
And I appreciate it. You guys are doing great. Glad you're on Two Family Live because they're my second favorite channel.
Right.
Well, Grandma Karen, we certainly appreciate you you being here. You're one of our good moderators, and we love having you here.
Well, I enjoy it. I don't know this. I'm glad I stumbled across YouTube a while back because it's really filled a void and met a lot of nice people like you all. And it's been wonderful.
Isn't it weird how we all have these friends that we never would have had if we didn't start YouTube?
Yeah. Basically, all thanks to you to
push us to do it. It's just amazing, and all the gatherings, and everybody's missed it because of this stupid thing that's going on for the last year, but it's going to get better.
And then
we'll be able to get together.
When you meet for the first time, it's like you've known each other forever.
Right.
I know. Yeah. Like when the Anderson family homestead came to see Zach and Jen last weekend, and I was over there. It was just like, wow, you know each other, but you don't.
Yeah. Right. I always think like, what will we be doing tonight if we hadn't started YouTube?
But
instead, like, we're here with all these awesome people, and it's just the coolest thing ever.
And just FYI to everyone that's listening and watching, I was impressed by my mother-in-law on how she planned a wedding, but it blew my mind on how she did the harvest celebration. Mm-hmm. That woman knows how to control a group, and she knows how to work it to the right way. So big shout out to my mother-in-law.
Well, thank you. We got to do it again soon, I hope. It was fun.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Mm-hmm. But, listening to you Jennifer talk about you and her cricket, and I remember when I got mine, you were the first one after I got it out of the box that had the courage to open it and press start.
Yeah, that's very true. I forgot about that. It was in your craft room. Like,
I just kind of did like Jennifer and just sat and looked at it. I was mesmerized and intimidated by it.
That's what I do. I just sit there and stare at it. Sometimes I'll poke it. Hit it.
Yep, he got us going. We spent many hours in Michael's with him and Graybeard. He was a real trooper for the wedding, so yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to say hi. I talk to y'all all the time. I don't want to tie up the phone line. I just wanted to let you know I was here and listening and appreciate you and love you.
Love you.
You take care, Karen.
Hey.
Bye, Daryl. Bye, Sherry.
Bye-bye. Thanks for calling.
Love you.
Okay.
Love you too. Bye.
Well, it's been a really nice evening. It's been a lot of fun having you guys here. I know we've kept you a little bit longer what you normally do a live stream. So are you hanging in there okay? I know you guys got chores to do yet. So
and she has to get up early to milk the goats. She has to get up early to milk the goats.
Yeah.
Well, we still have to feed a bottle to Lucy tonight, put all the babies up, and then put our actual human kids to bed.
Yeah, we're doing kid sharing, so we have to lock all the baby goats up so we can have the mama's milk in the morning. So,
which is just a big old barn chase. Really, it takes about 30 minutes.
At least you're not chasing them. At least you're not chasing them through the neighborhood and through the into the house.
That is exactly right.
Good Lord.
There is another question in the chat here. Do you have plans to sell or ship boxes of vegetables?
We have actually thought about that.
Yeah.
And not just vegetables, but doing like subscription boxes, maybe.
Kind of like the CSA shares, is that what it is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But not CSA shares.
Right.
Because you can't sell that stuff out of state. But it would have to be, I don't know, it'd be really cool to do that. Vegetables or canned goods or salves or soaps or, or just a whole mix of it all.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be really cool.
Yeah, we have a lot of things that are in the idea stage that'll start forming soon, between boxes and us holding like kind of classes, but mainly what it boils down to is more personal, like Zoom chats, stuff like that. Like we have a lot of things that we have ideas for, so stay tuned.
Sounds like a lot of fun. I know we've had a lot of fun. We certainly would love to have you back again here.
Absolutely.
Hope we can do this.
Every time.
It's our favorite. It's because these, y'all people they're our people.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it's hard to recognize names on our own chat that we don't see that are new. But when we see these names and, the people from the picnic and stuff like that, it feels like home and it feels really good.
And I love the sound in their voice when they can actually talk to you. I mean, watching you for 3 years online is like, wow, there's really a voice. I can really ask them a question.
Yeah, it's by far my favorite part.
Well,
I love getting to actually hear people.
And I'm going to go out on a limb here. We are planning on, provided the state opens up enough, we are planning on doing a meetup in Ohio.
Well, the campground's going to let us. The heck of the state.
We are hoping you guys may be able to come up and do it. Just be a one-day thing, but there will be
unless they want to camp.
Unless you want.
I mean, I've heard they have campers.
So anyway,
that's awesome.
We just want to make sure you guys are aware.
Is that the SIZZLER thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
We're going to try and plan it. In fact, we can't call until next month to reserve the building. But if it's open, we're thinking June 6th.
Okay. Awesome.
Cool.
And it's a campground. So, yeah.
As long as either Jed's not working or we can have somebody watch the animals, we have no reason not to be there.
That would be cool. That would be cool. And then next Monday, we're going to Australia.
Or Australia's coming here.
Or Australia's coming here.
I don't know which.
Yeah. So for those ladies that love an accent, you need to be here at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Because it's going to be it's going to be a fun evening. That's all I can say. Lord knows. Oh, Lord knows what will happen next Monday night.
All right. So, any last thoughts for everybody here tonight?
Nothing that we just appreciate you all. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Y'all have no idea how this group that's here right now means to us. We will join anytime you all want us here.
Yes, absolutely.
Sure. You got any last thoughts?
No, I think I just did.
Well, I want to especially thank all of our moderators. If you folks are looking for a channel to join, we do have memberships that are available. If you just click that join button, be glad to have you. And we send you out something every single month. You get some sort of this month. It's going to be seeds. So, anything else then?
Nope.
All right. I just want to share with everybody the most important thing about having goals is to have one. So with that, thank everybody for being here. We will see you next week. Take care and good night, folks.
Love y'all.
Bye.